Hello, my lovely, dear fellow creative writers of all ages and from all times and all multifold dimensions. I want to share a star story with you today that happened to me yesterday. And it was really quite wonderful. I think, yeah, it deserves telling. So, I am 64 and I'll be 65 this year, which means that I'm going to retire from my official job as the president of the Guild of Energists. But I am and I have always been a writer. And if my life had gone in a slightly different direction, I would have been a writer by the name of my job title. And I remember seeing a long time ago when the internet was young, this quote making the rounds of supposedly some ancient Egyptian guy who said 6,000 years ago that those who write are blessed, for they are young every day. Now, especially if you're a young writer, young and aspiring, um, you might not give that much thought what that means. And not only how true that is, but how fabulous the career choice as a writer actually is. I'm just in the process of publishing my new book, How I Escaped the Trauma Cult. And you can too if you want to. That's the subtitle. And I'm super excited about it and I love it. I'm feeling, young every day here at the moment. It's fascinating to be publishing a book, an indie book, for that's really what my books are, indie books. Publishing a book in this sort of area that we live in, this era that we live in. It's a fascinating thing with social media and audiobooks and ebooks, of course. Yes. And I said to my partner as I walked into the kitchen after doing some promotional work for the book, I said to my partner, I've never really given up on writing a bestseller. I still want to. I'm still doing it. And I am so blessed that I can still be doing that. Imagine if I was a pole vaulter or a sprinter or any other kind of profession where, you've had it. When you're 64, you're not going to ever win the Olympic Games now. You're never, ever going to get a world record now. You can't ever achieve that. And there's many other professions that are like that. But writing isn't. Writing isn't. Writing is, as long as you can still talk, you can write. As long as your fingers still move on a keyboard, you can still write. It's gets better and better and better. The more you do it, the more experience you have with it, and the love of it deepens so much more profoundly as the years and decades go by. Now, everyone who ever listens to this, who are creative writers like me, they know what creative writing does for them, how amazing it is. And here I have to bring up something that I saw on Twitter. There was a gentleman who posted a picture of a desk full of paper in different folders and binders. And he was talking about his failed career, the remnants or the ashes of his failed career as a writer, and how depressing it all was. And I thought to myself, that is just such a wrong way of thinking about it. When I was looking at those papers, those binders and folders and printouts. What I was seeing was a person living in a different reality, having these extraordinary adventures that you possibly can't ever have in the hard, in physicality, being hundreds of different people, having hundreds of different emotional experiences and wow moments. It's just what I saw on the desk was the physical side of a spiritual journey that continues. I swear to God, when a creative writer's plane ditches towards the ocean and the best memories of their lives flash through their minds, there will be moments in there from when they were writing a scene, or they discovered something about a character, or they found themselves writing something that completely astonished them at the moment of writing them. And they were just so, it's a wonderful life. It is a wonderful life. And that old quote, as downtrodden as it may seem, and as often as we've heard this, those who write are blessed, for they are young each day. It's amazing. It's an immortality gig, is writing, creative writing. It's an amazing thing. And so I just had this complete like star moment. Physically, I'm getting older. There's all sorts of things I can't do anymore. I can't do anymore easily or as quickly as I used to do. And I also don't have as much energy as I once had physically for physical work. And I noticed that. And of course, my hair's going grey and my skin's getting wrinkly and the body's sort of, getting a bit worn out over time. And you get into this sense of your life fading away. And like this man said so sadly about his failed career. I've never had a Harry Potter style bestseller. And I still would like to, and I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. And it's the thing itself. It's the moments in the writing themselves. Those star moments are so precious. They are a part of this life's experience. They are why we do it. They are why we do it. Because the kinds of experiences and sensations and emotions that we creative writers get when we are writing creatively, those are things that you can't do in any other way. You can't find them in any other place but in creative writing. And it is one of the few things that human beings can do that do get better with age, that do get ever more amazing the older you get, and that are just amazingly precious. And when I sort of realized that and felt it in my own lived experience, as it were, rather than just having heard it said in quotes and such, when I felt that yesterday morning, I was like, wow, how blessed am I to have that career as a person, or, yeah, as a human being, to have that career as a human being. It's simply the gift that keeps on giving. So if you are very young and you're listening to this, and very young to me is anybody under 64. Very young. You're so, so young. God damn it. You're such a youngling, still unfolding and still, well, we all are still unfolding, but funny. It's funny. If you're listening to this and you are such a youngling, please be advised that those moments when you are writing a story and you're deeply within that world and you are just experiencing this extraordinary thing that you never saw coming. It was delivered to you by this stream of information. And I say it's from the dear energy mind. This stream of information, and you saw something that you never saw before. It's beautiful. Those are why we write. It's not because it's an easy career to get rich from, like some people think it's the easy way out, you're just sitting on your ass all day long in a darkened room. It's not that. It's because we love those special star moments in our writing that can't be had in any other way. And just to finish us off, yesterday, creative writers also have a thing where they just need to write something. There's something comes to them and they have to act upon it and write it. And I was having a conversation with somebody, and in the middle of that conversation, I had this, I need to write a story. And it's called Boy and Frog. And this is a little boy who goes out to play by the side of a river, and he finds a frog, and the frog talks to him, and the little boy understands him, and the frog tells him that he needs to help him to break the spell. And the little boy says, I'm not kissing you. This sort of thing is girl magic. And the frog responds with, there's no such thing as girl magic or boy magic. There's only magic. And when the frog said that, I was like, wow, wow, there's only magic. I got this whole thing going on in my head about how Disney's princesses, they have their sort of magic, and the Star Wars, Marvel type superhero force type boys, they have the boy magic, and that there is, okay, so we got those, but that there is this other magic right above that is human magic. And I'm getting tingles just remembering that. And that just came out in that story, The Boy and the Frog. And yeah, those moments, that's what I'm talking about. When you're doing real creative writing, you're following the story along, you have no plot or plan for it. It just needs to be told, it needs to be unfolded. It needs to be unfolded. And something happens in there that is just extraordinary. And so, yeah, I just really wanted to share that with you guys. Um, if you ever print your business cards, put creative writer on it. Own that. Be proud of it. Be super, super proud of it. It's a very, very special profession, and it is a profession that is going to be with you for the rest of your time, for the rest of your days. Isn't going to let you down if you look after your energy levels and you don't get too stressed. And it has the most wonderful personal lessons for each one of us personally. That is the true magic. It's a tool for evolution. And I love it. I think it's wonderful. And I think every person who is look, it's not easy being a creative writer, right? Nobody wants you to be a creative writer. They want you to get a job in the supermarket or become a lawyer or a dentist or something. And that never goes away, especially if you don't sell a lot of books. The whole getting rich from it business. Don't worry about it. There's more to life than death and taxes. Love your creative writing. Look after the magical creative writer and pay a little more attention to those special moments because they are sort of clues, signposts on your own way through your personal incarnation. And I find that just absolutely beautiful. So I would like to take this opportunity to bless you with more success and more enjoyment and more star moments and more evolution and more beautiful, beautiful magic words than you ever thought were possible. With lots of love. Bye for now. Keep writing, keep writing, keep writing beautiful things. Beautiful things.